Hello students, welcome to CBSE Science Series. Last video we studied about heterotrophic plants. Few plants do not contain chlorophyll. They cannot absorb energy of the sunlight. They cannot make food by photosynthesis process. They depend on other organisms for food. They are categorized as heterotrophic plants. Means they are following heterotrophic mode of nutrition. And the heterotrophic plants obtain food through parasitic nutrition and saprotrophic nutrition. In this video, we are going to study about insectivorous plants and symbiotic relationship. In what are insectivorous plants? Some green plants depend on other organisms to fulfill their nutrient requirements. Means few green plants are not getting all the nutrients from the soil in which they grow. They depend on other organisms to get all the nutrients. Example, Venus flytrap, Drosera pitcher plant. These are all called insectivorous plants because they depend on insects to get all the nutrients. Means they are eating insect to get nitrogen. They are not getting nitrogen from the soil in which they grow. So to get nitrogen, they trap and eat insects. For that, its leaves are modified into pitcher-like, jug-like structure, and the apex of the leaf, means the top of the leaf, is modified into lid. This lid closes when the insect lands on it. And inside there are hair. That hair pulls down the insect, and inside it secrete, inside the pitcher it secrete digestive juice to eat the insect. So by eating the insect it get nitrogen. It's a green plant. It contain chlorophyll. It can make food by doing photosynthesis process, but to get nitrogen it eat insects. It depends on other organisms. These plants are categorized as partial heterotrophic plants. These plants are categorized as partial heterotrophic plants because they contain chlorophyll. They are green plants. They can do photosynthesis process, but to get nitrogen they depend on insects. They depend on other organisms. So they are following partial heterotrophic nutrition, and these plants are called insectivorous plants because they trap and eat insect to get nitrogen. So they are called insectivorous plants. Example, Venus flytrap, Drosera and pitcher plant. These are called insectivorous plants. We studied already during the photosynthesis process, plant synthesize carbohydrate from carbon dioxide and water. But we get other components of the food from the plant's products, that is fat and protein. These products are nitrogenous substances, means plant use nitrogen to synthesize fat and protein. How do they get nitrogen? Where do they get nitrogen? We know nitrogen is present in the atmosphere in the gaseous form. We studied already in air around us chapter class 6. Remember air around us chapter. Air is not a single substance. It's a mixture of many gases like carbon dioxide, oxygen and nitrogen. What is the percentage of nitrogen in the atmosphere? That is 78%. But plant cannot absorb nitrogen from the atmosphere directly. How the plants are absorbing the nitrogen? From the soil, plants are absorbing the nitrogen. In the soil, there are some bacteria which absorb the nitrogen and convert into usable form. So from the soil, plants are absorbing the nitrogen through the roots and synthesize fat and protein. So to increase the nitrogen level and to increase the nutrient level in the soil, farmers are adding the fertilizers which are rich in nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium, and they use manures also, organic compost to enrich the soil, because when the plants are growing continuously in the soil keeps getting low level of nutrients. For that they are adding fertilizers. And sometimes farmers used to grow leguminous plants with other crops to increase the nitrogen level. What are leguminous plants? Moong plants, gram plants, peas, beans are called leguminous plants. These plants synthesize fat and protein with the help of rhizobium bacteria. This rhizobium bacteria are living in their roots of the leguminous plants. This rhizobium bacteria absorb nitrogen from the atmosphere and convert into usable form and to provide to the leguminous plants. For that, these leguminous plants are giving food and shelter to the rhizobium bacteria. So both are working together and sharing food and shelter. This relationship is known as the symbiosis, and this mode of nutrition is known as the symbiotic nutrition. Means two organisms are working together for their mutual benefit. Here rhizobium bacteria is absorbing the nitrogen from the atmosphere and converting into usable form to the plant, and the plant is giving food and shelter to the rhizobium bacteria. So both are benefited. Two organisms are working and sharing food and shelter is known as the symbiotic relationship. Let's revise what we studied so far. Insectivorous plants. There are few green plants can trap, kill and eat insects through the leaf. These plants are called insectivorous plants. Example, Venus flytrap, Drosera pitcher plant. And what is symbiotic mode of nutrition? That is, two organisms live together and share both shelter and food is known as the symbiotic relationship. Example, lichens and the leguminous plants. Lichens are also following the symbiotic relationship. Lichens are nothing but a combination of fungi and algae. We already studied about algae. Its color is green color because it contains chlorophyll. It can prepare food by doing the photosynthesis process, but fungi is the non-green organism that cannot make food by photosynthesis process. So fungi is taking food from the algae. For that, fungi is providing shelter and minerals to the algae. So algae takes shelter and minerals from the fungi and it provides food to organisms working together and sharing food and shelter. These are called this mode of nutrition is known as the symbiotic nutrition. Thank you for watching this video.